Thanks to all the wonderful Aptera investors, my fellow Aptera reservation holders, and our Aptera curious friends for tuning in again. If you're planning on reserving an Aptera, please consider using my link below to save $30 on your reservation. In this video, I'm going to recap the 29th week of Aptera's Accelerator Program. My numbers are based on the August 19th, 2:51 p.m. update. Nothing I say in this video should be considered investment advice. I'm not an accountant or financial advisor. Please do your own research before investing, and investing, especially in a pre-production startup company, is very risky. Aptera is still looking for a large-scale investment from an institutional investor or a significant grant to start production. But before I get into this video, I want to send out some thanks. First to Steve of the Aptera Owners Club's YouTube channel for hosting a video on the changes on the vehicle leaderboard so far. Of course, just after finishing the video, there was a huge shakeup in the leaderboards as 3 people entered the top 5 vehicle positions. Stay tuned for this video to see the updates. And a big thanks to Bennett Yee on the Aptera Owners Club Discord, who has created a program to scrub the Aptera leaderboard updates. He has allowed me to cut and paste the data from his spreadsheets to my Excel sheet that helps me generate the graphs for my videos. I was doing it manually, and this has already saved me a lot of time, as this week we had some late corrections to the leaderboards. I also want to thank Wasub of the Aptera Owners Club Discord channel, who led me to Bennett Yee. Wasub has a great spreadsheet to get a daily update on what is happening with the leaderboards. Check them all out. Links are in the description and pinned comments below. Even with the Accelerator Program temporarily closed to non-accredited investors, their crowdfunding efforts continue to grow. Republic reports almost $1,442,000 raised, which increased from last week by $4,263. This brings Aptera's total raised from crowdfunding to over $22.17 million. Week 29 looked to be relatively quiet until Saturday. For a small time, the Accelerator Program was over $24 million raised, but this ended up being a misallocation from a Series A donor who joined the Accelerator Program. But week 29 did see an increase in investments of over $723,000, which is the largest increase since the Accelerator Program was extended, except for week 20, when Aptera had to pause the investments for non-accredited investors. This gain had a huge impact on the leaderboards. I believe the Accelerator Program will raise over $29 million by the time all of the vehicle allocations are filled, but I've only raised the bar to $25 million for now. I think they will either come very close, if not break that amount, when they reopen the Accelerator Program to all the investors, as Aptera has been getting a lot of new coverage in August. This bar graph shows the cumulative amount raised by each week's group of investors. Week 29 was very significant, as one new investor added a little over $500,000. But this week could have been really bad. We have negative investment results in both weeks 22 and 27. Let us take a deeper look at the changes to each week on a spreadsheet. Aptera lost over $33,000 from week 22 and 27 combined, but weeks 1 and 29 saved the week. Week 1 investors are still going strong with another $176,580 added, but week 29 is clearly the hero with over $558,000 added from just a few investors. Looking back at the dollars invested in a day, it's clear how big August 14th was. It is in the top 10 single increase in a day, and both of the investors ended up in the top 5 vehicle spots. Week 29 only added a total of 5 accelerator investors. The last 5 weeks have been consistent at less than 10 investors added, but it was not all positive, as we saw based on the money added. We lost 1 investor from 624, 81, and 82 each, but added 2 investors in week 28 and 6 more investors to week 29. This means week 29 brings the total number of investors to 1,362. All 5 investors last week were new Aptera investors, and no prior investors were added. Aptera now has a total of 770 prior investors and 592 new investors due to the Accelerator Program. Due to the large amount of money added by new investors this week, the percentage raised by new investors increased to 46% of the total invested. The total raised from new investors increased to just over $9.62 million. Prior investors added a small bump to their investments to reach $11.11 million. The average invested per person for week 29 was broken by RL from California. With their $500,000 investment spread out over 6 people total, we get an average of over $93,000. This also increased the overall average by over $806 to reach a new high of $15,221.18. This week, there was a huge change in the top 15 accelerator investors. We now have 7 of the top 15 accelerator investors that are new investors in the Aptera program. And even more encouraging for Aptera is that the top 4 are new investors. JT from Nevada entered the race quietly on A2 with an investment of $52,545, but they obviously were not satisfied with that position. They almost tripled their investment by adding another $141,795 on the 15th to put them in the number 7 spot for the largest investments in the accelerator program and vehicle spot number 7. But not to be outdone, RL from California almost doubled the previous top accelerator investment with a $500,000 investment. Just RL and JT would have had a huge impact on the vehicle allocations, but others wanted to make their mark on the leaderboards. RL's $500,000 investment was enough to get them into vehicle number 4, but they might be a bit disappointed, as that would have previously gotten them the number 2 vehicle with a healthy margin. But 2 DIs had other plans. Both were previous Aptera investors who could not resist getting an early vehicle by just investing another $10,500 in the accelerator program. It will be interesting to see how RP responds to those developments. They had the number 1 position since the accelerator program began, but are now almost $3 million behind DI from California. But more importantly is that the number 2 position could be in jeopardy. The second DI is less than $140 away, which is one of the smallest margins we have seen in the top 15. I did not expect to see a large change in the top positions until the program reopened, or we were down to the last few vehicles. This proves the unpredictability of the accelerator program. Stay tuned for more. Thanks again for watching. Please subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, like and share to help our channel grow. And below you'll find links to our website, Evolv-Electric.org, our Twitter and Instagram